Have you ever wondered what does a financial planner do to recommend a good financial plan for you? Have you ever thought that is there some big work being done by a financial planner in the background when he makes certain recommendations to you? Would you like to know what goes behind the scene when you get selected, when a mutual fund is selected for you and your financial planner makes a recommendation? Are you always wondering whether you should be investing in long term, short term, and accordingly, what mutual fund is being recommended to you, whether it's a large cap, mid cap, small cap? And are people telling you that you should invest for long term, then you should go for small cap? And people come and tell you that the flavor of the season is small caps, they're giving wonderful returns, and that large cap has little low, and this category, that category, and you're confused. And then you say, okay, let me talk to my financial planner. So if you are looking for all the answers for these, then this episode is for you. Hi, my name is Taressh Bhatia, and I'm a financial freedom specialist. By qualification, a certified financial planner pro. I'm on a mission to create and have a system, a process which makes people financially free. Over the last 2 to 3 decades, with my work experience, I have brought financial freedom to thousands of people, bringing them joy, success, and happiness. And this is what I do as a financial planner. My firm, Advantage Financial Planners LLP, in which I'm the principal officer, is registered with SEBI as registered investment advisor. With my years of qualifications and my experience, I'm able to bring this kind of a research for my client. And my research with my client says this works fantastic if somebody is giving you recommendations not based on past performance, but is able to evaluate certain mutual funds, understand your need, your risk profile, your time horizon, and then is able to give you personalized, fine tuned, and updated, researched, concise mutual funds for your investments. You don't look anywhere else. It's like a doctor knows where to open the heart when he's doing an open heart surgery, and then he knows where exactly the problem lies. He does the treatment there and he's able to switch it back and say, take this treatment, meet me after 3 weeks, 5 weeks, do these tests after 1 month, 2 months. That's what we also do as financial planner. So in this episode, behind the scenes, I'm going to take you what we do in the background when we are saying we are doing research, we are making recommendations to you for your mutual fund, and how does this all work. So stay till the end to understand how this works. Put your questions in the comment box, and at the end, you can get a free gift also. So let's get started. And this episode, little long, but you will understand very minutely. Important for you to understand. Get that confidence that when Taresh is making recommendations to you, how does he work in the background? So I'll tell you how this works exactly. Let me take you to the background. I'm going to open my internal software and the research part to you. So this is a mutual fund recommendations. Now please don't go by the names and the fund names and copy them and get started on your investments. Don't do that, because this is an internal research paper and this is not meant for public to just copy, because it will harm you. If you are going to a gym, you don't get started on the heavy weights. The gym instructor tells you what is best for you. So don't copy paste these funds. That's my disclaimer. Not responsible if the funds are performing, not performing. These are meant for very special reasons, and I'm showing you this only for that reason. So let's go deep dive. Now, what I'm trying to show here is that if you see the funds here on the top, so this on the top funds are like 5 year plus. So we look at, what I'm trying to show here is I look at all these criterias when I make selection for a mutual fund. We look at their 1, 2, 3, 5 years. That's the last criteria I have. I'm looking at their alpha, beta, mean, standard deviation, Sharpe ratio. I'm looking at their exit load and what is the duration of that exit load. Based on this matrix is what I make. I look at 5 year, 7 year, 10 year horizon when a client is making investments. Then I look at 3 years if it's short term. Then I look at less than 2 years, 1 year, and less than 1 year, 6 months. And those are recommendations then we make. And if you see at the bottom, it's even 1 to 90 days. So these funds are based on my criteria for selecting based on certain parameters. Now I'm going to take you deeper into what these parameters are, and I'm going to open and show you how this sheet has been made and how we do the background research. So let me show you that now to you. So if you see this sheet here, and I'll just bring that up for you. So if you see in this sheet, what I'm trying to show you is, so this is my internal software, and we go to utilities and I go to this top schemes. I'll try and enlarge this. So when I am selecting, I'm doing my internal research. I will first of all select direct schemes because that's what we recommend to our clients specifically. We look at closed schemes only. We look at the comparison with the indices. We look at the ratios. Uh, and I'm looking at now, if you look at the entire, this is what a typical financial planner, mutual fund advisor, or investment advisor who is new to this business would do is say, okay, last 1 year, this fund has given fantastic return. So let's take National Nippon Capital given 167%. It is overall scheme. This is not large cap, mid cap, small cap. Last 5 year, this has given fantastic returns. Look at the 1 year returns. So let's take the Kotak small cap, or let's take the ICI commodities fund and recommend to the clients. No. Now I add another parameters which is called the ratios. Now when moment this comes in, and now I'm giving a demo, live demo to you. So if I go to large, I just put in large cap there, and you now see that the screen is now showing me the top 35 schemes in large cap. This is overall 35 schemes in large cap. Now 35 schemes. So what do you think you should be choosing, or I should be choosing? Any guess? Well, I'm taking now look at, this is the 1 year, the top down. If I just do top down, so the last 1 year is given uh, SBI large cap 66% return. Now I'm not looking at that. I'm actually looking at the ratios here. So I would look at based on the best of alpha performance. So I would now look at, give weightage to alpha. Then I would do a top down of beta. I would look to the nearest of one. That now if you see that SBI small cap, large and mid cap is becoming a good favorite, and Nippon large cap is becoming a good favorite. I would look at mean. I would good weightage to that. I will look at standard deviation top down. I will look at Sharpe ratio, which is the the nearest and the best on the Sharpe ratio. Then I'm also looking at Sortany, and on and on. I'm looking at finally the fund manager who's been there. I look at the profile. Once I've done this, now I come back to the part which is 1 year, 3 year, 5 year, and I give weightage to that. Then I look at the AUM, which are the largest funds. So if you see Nippon in my this selection becomes a good 10,000 large cap fund. Then is SBI, then is ICI, then is HDFC. So now these five become my top selections if the other parameters also have been selected in the same manner. Now I go to the I look at overall, and I now look at, I will now do a download of this and give weightages and then make the selection what I had shown to you. So it's not just one. Now I have other tools which I use. For example, I will look at the market data now, which is the latest NFOs which are coming in the market. So I have this details also with me. I can do a scheme comparison, then I can do fund selector, that out of all these funds I want to look at risk ratio, I want to look at expense, I want to look at performance, I want to look at equity fund criteria, the fund houses also, I want to look at efficiency, I will look at the composite rating, the category also, portfolio corpus, and the minimum amount to be invested is not so important. Now these parameters now come up in front of me, and then I say apply, and then I go to the further research part, that now I will put those shortlisted 5 or 10 funds into this and see which becomes the best fund out of this. So if you've understood what I'm saying, the whole part is that it's not just top 3, top 5, and why is Taresh not changing my funds? Why is Taresh just keeping the funds at this? This is my research, this is my background, this is where my software I work on, and in the background I go deep into what's best for my client. So this was one behind the scenes I wanted to share today, because a lot of my clients and my friends have been asking that how do you do the background selection? How do you become so confident that this is the right fund for that client, for that purpose, for that goal, for that risk profile? Now, these all these parameters is what we do day in and day out, and then I'm confident that next 3 months, 6 months, the funds I've recommended are the best funds. So why do I say 3 and 6 months? Because every 3 months, 6 months, I'm going to evaluate. If they're not performing, I will stop a SIP. I will go on to the next best fund. If the fund is not performed, and I will now look at the category of the criteria of whether there is any when we do any redemption, is there going to be any mutual fund capital gains implications, large, long term or mid short term, if it's equity or debt. Accordingly, I will see how much it is, whether it's beneficial to yet redeem, pay the capital gains, and go on to the next better scheme, because I know this lot of schemes are not going to perform in the next 1 year, 2 year. So why stay at, let's say, 5 or 6% when I should be getting 7 and 8, even being in a conservative profile? Or when I'm in equity, when I'm an aggressive profile, why should I stay in 7, 8, and 9 when the fund is not going to be performing based on these criteria? Stop that fund, go on to the next. And my software, it captures everything: transactions, the portfolio evaluations, and so many other parameters, which is now available as an app to my clients who are the fee paying clients, and they can also see this any point of time. All of this, if you're not deep into it, just have faith that your financial planner is doing great for you. So this video is just to indicate this. There's a small free gift. If you want to get started, you're not yet my client, go on to advantagefp.in. That's the website, and just click there and get started on how to get started on your financial planning. Thank you very much. The numbers, the website, the social media are all given here. You can join me on social media. Ask me any question on WhatsApp. The number is given here, this one, and you can be connected with me. Thank you very much. Have a nice time. Enjoy your financial planning and investments.